Hello everybody, back again with another review video, and today's review is over the DC Multiverse Guy Gardner, which is a part of the McFarlane Collector Edition line. Honestly, he was probably my second favorite out of the three recent releases, because as you can see, there's a lot of options. They pretty much always do a great job with the Green Lantern members or figures by adding a lot of decent accessories, even hand options. Now, so you can see, you have an extra hairpiece, as you can see there, and then two face plates, which we'll get into later on in the video. Anyways, going more over it, you got 12 plus here at the top, just like every other figure, and then 22 moving parts as well, which is the same thing for every other figure as well. Then you get the McFarlane Collector Edition line in some chrome lettering there, Guy Gardner, and of course Green Lantern core. And then at the bottom, you can see it is number 32 in the Collector Edition line. Now going to the back, you get this nice art. I would say it does a pretty great job. I really like this art actually. You got the nice coloring that aligns with obviously the Green Lantern core with that kind of aquamarine color, I would say. And then you have different members there in the background, as you can see. And then you get a nice just face expression by Guy Gardner. Anyways, moving on to technically the last side, you got Guy Gardner once again here at the side, and then number 32 at the bottom once again. And for those who may be searching in store, good luck. But anyways, there is the barcode. Now, let's get into the actual figure. Starting off, the first thing you're gonna get is a typical black display stand, but obviously for the Collector Edition line, where therefore the DC logo is actually more of a silver color. Now, that's one thing with Green Lantern figures, they always do a great job with accessories, but for some reason, they always include just a regular black display stand compared to an actual flight stand for a character, once again, that flies a lot more than he is on the actual ground. So I don't know what it is, but McFarlane continues to stay stingy in that aspect of giving actual flight stands. And the next thing is obviously the typical card, but obviously it is focused more inward, so therefore there is less being shown that's from the back of the box onto here. And then here's a read up of the actual character if you feel like pausing the video to see for yourself. The next thing you're gonna get, let me just start with the hands because I feel like that's the least exciting out of them all. So you're gonna get a pointer finger with the ring on it for the actual right hand, as you can see here. Try to show it a little closer right there. There is the ring. Other than that, just a regular white, nothing special about it. And the next thing you're gonna get is two arms, trigger fingers it looks like, or just holding hands in general. One with the ring, as in one right hand and one left. And then obviously the right one is the one with the ring. But there you go, once again, just white, nothing special about it there. And last but not least, you're gonna get an actual left hand, which is a fist hand. So currently, one of the hands on the actual figure is a fist hand, but it is the ring hand, which is the right hand. So at least it is complete in that aspect of having two fist hands. And next thing you're gonna get, it seems like these just get smaller and smaller with every figure they're included with. But here is the Green Lantern. So there you go, simple detail, but like I said, it seems like it just gets smaller every single time. So it seems like they're going through some experimentation of scaling it to a proper size. Right here, I think it is a good size, so they should probably stop there. And then you're going to get the bowl cut for the actual hair. That's nice to see. It's probably going to be the one I put on him because that's just what makes him stand out the most is his haircut. And then obviously personality. But anyways, I just feel like this fits Guy Gardner a lot more and is the appearance that we're more familiar with. Then here's kind of a smirk for one of the face plates. There you go, you get some nice detail going on there. Try to focus with the camera. So you got some nice eyes. Kind of seems like they're kind of looking up in a way compared to down, but there it is. So some great detail there. And then you get what I would say probably shows off his personality just who he is going to be more of kind of like, looks more like a laughing face to me, expression that is. But it's interesting and going to be interesting to see how the faceplate currently sits, because with Mr. Terrific, the tongue area that filled in the hole of one of the faceplates pushed out on the faceplate and made it easy to knock off. So it's going to be interesting to see how it is. Anyways, let me get into showing them off with each faceplate. Here is the kind of laughing faceplate, I would say. Definitely does not sit on there the best. It seems like it isn't too stable, and it is very apparent here at the side where you see that big gap. I mean, you try to push it backwards, it's not going to go backwards all the way. So if you do replace the faceplate, that's going to be an issue that you're going to have to face. It's unfortunate, and that hopefully is cleaned up in the future if they're going to include faceplates. Or honestly, I wouldn't even include a faceplate in the future that has an open mouth like that, so therefore you can just avoid the issue. And out of the three, I think this one would be less used anyways. Now let me show off the second one. Now here is the second one. Seems like it is the same issue here at the side with that big gap. Try to push it back all the way. It's not going to go back all the way, but it definitely looks nice from the front view. Side view, not so much. Now let me get into the bowl cut of the actual hair, because I feel like that's a better transition. Then I'll get into the figure and show off the faceplate that came with the figure to begin with. Here is the last hair, or I was about to say faceplate, but yes, this is the faceplate that comes on the figure to begin with. But here is the bowl cut on the actual hair, or for the actual hair, that is. Definitely looks better and more natural for Guy Gardner. Anyways, let's get into the actual articulation, because that's what, well, actually no, let's show off the detail. Almost jumped in straight to articulation. I've been accidentally doing that a lot here recently. But anyways, showing off the detail, something I'd say right away, besides obviously the gap because of the faceplate and the tongue being behind, like I said, should probably stop with the open mouth one, because it just seems like it creates a lot more issues for the actual look of the character by those gaps, or making the faceplate super easy to fall off. Anyways, one of my complaints is, I don't know if it is just me or even others looking at the video, if they agree with me or you guys agree with me. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be hair, right? His bottom part of the hair. To me, it just looks like it's almost like a kind of headband going around. It does not look natural. It looks even worse in person. I'm just not feeling it. I feel like the head is actually the biggest screw up on this actual figure, if I'm being quite honest. The expressions, everything are good. Faceplate looks nice until obviously you see the gap on the side, but just seeing that in the orange, I mean, at least put some effort into it. I mean, come on. Like, that just seems very lazy and makes it look terrible for the actual head. So honestly, not really feeling the head on Guy Gardner here. It's just very disappointing to see there. Other than that though, the details throughout, pretty much all you need. You got the nice details here on the actual boot. As you can see, just a solid green color. Up into the actual pants, just regular black once again. Then the belt, you got the nice texturing going on as well. A white color, but kind of has a cream look, just like most McFarlane Green Lantern figures. Then you got the gloves, nice texturing going on there. Just regular black arms, nothing special about that going on. And most importantly, the best part, the jacket. That logo is painted on very nice, at least for my copy. It may not be the same for everybody else, but I feel like they painted it on pretty great here. And then the white lines going throughout the actual jacket or vest are very nice to see. Then even going to the back, you got the collar with the white line going all the way around. Now let's get into the articulation, finally. Anyways, getting into it with the head, let's see if the faceplate falls off during this whole process. The side, no issue. I wouldn't say super loose, wouldn't say super tight, but it is, I'd say, a little more on the tighter side, not to the point where it's actually going to break though. And then you can do your 360 if you feel like doing so. Looking down, you're not going to get much, at least what it seems. That's about it. So pretty much regular. Going up, that's pretty much as much as you're going to get, which actually is maximum, I would say, especially with the collar being there. Then you can go up, down, and around, as you can see. Now get into the T-pose. There you go. Great execution there. And then the arms go more out vertically. Not going to be able to get it go vertical all the way up and around. But anyways, here you go. It's pretty much the best you're going to be able to get. It does have a bicep cut here. Great movement there. And then when it comes to the actual elbow, that's about as much as you're going to get because of the actual bicep there. And then getting into the actual wrist, 360, no issue there. And then going up this much, and then down this much. The getting into, well, as you can see, it's probably not going to be really any ab crunch because of how it is. Something about him and Power Girl, I mean, yes, I guess it is kind of a sacrifice, but once again, say 22 moving parts and you take away some. Don't know how that's still accurate at that point. I don't know. Maybe it comes with the accessories. I have no idea. But yeah, no ab crunch really. Besides, I guess, leaning forward. Try to move the arm out of the way. There you go. Then going back. There you go. Then you can get side side. There you go. Then up, down, around. There you go. And then when it comes to the actual splits, there you go. And then the actual knee, he definitely has some thick calves, if I gotta say that. I mean, look at those beefy boys right there. Anyways, there is the knee. And then getting into the actual foot, tilt, side, side, downward, and then tilt, side, side, upward. And then you can get to go down this much, and then go up this much. There we go. Then last but not least, toe articulation. Overall, I'd say articulation is pretty great and straightforward. Anyways, let me get into my final thoughts on this figure. Getting to my final thoughts, let me start with the positives. I definitely have to say the faceplates are applied very nicely in terms of the paint application. I would say great expression choices as well. They make sense, they don't look too goofy by any means whatsoever, even though honestly the open mouth one kind of makes them look insane, but as we know, Guy Gardner is kind of different, to say the least. Compared to most Green Lantern characters. And then I definitely would have to say the hair, the paint application is always great, at least for the majority, for most McFarlane figures, and that is the same case here. Very nicely painted on, at least for the hair pieces. And then getting into the jacket, the paint application is very nice. The logo is very simple, but obviously very clean. Usually that seems to be a little off center or kind of messed up in a way, but here, at least for my copy, is very nice. They nailed the details for the character that they need to nail down, and I definitely enjoy the extra hands. They always do great with the extra hands when it comes to Green Lantern characters, and then the lantern actually being a nice size. Now when it comes to the negatives, don't know why Green Lantern characters don't get flight stands. That just puzzles me. I think McFarlane needs to start being less, I don't know, kind of stubborn when it comes to including those, when not to include them, because I feel like here you just take away a lot when you don't include a flight stand with a Green Lantern figure or character in general. And the next thing, when it comes to faceplates, yes, I'm glad we got multiple choices, but here in this case, I say honestly to do away with open mouths, because the tongue behind them really pushes out the faceplate for the other ones that don't have an open mouth. Therefore, you get ugly gaps on the side, which takes away from the overall presence and appearance of the actual figure. So that's just a small suggestion of mine. And then furthermore, another negative I have to say is, kind of harped on it already, but the actual hair, not the hair pieces, but the weird kind of headband orange going underneath the actual hair pieces. I don't know what their thought was. It just does not look right. It's unsettling to say the least. Looks like someone just painted some orange and went crazy underneath the actual hair. That just shows lack of effort, lack of care to say the least, and really just destroys the head overall. So if I were to rate this character out of 10, or this figure that is, probably have to go with a 7.8 out of 10, and most of that deduction is because of the flight stand, but most importantly, the actual faceplate and how it budges out, the gaps, and that really just takes away a lot from the actual figure for me personally. Anyways, that's going to wrap up today's review. If you did enjoy this review, please like, comment, subscribe down below for more future content. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.